You're watching NBC 24.
Welcome everybody. Welcome in. Norma, good morning, DD and beautiful Chad. April, good morning. L, good morning, DD and Chad. April, hi, April and Norma. April, hi, L. All right, we're going to start here in a couple minutes. I just want to look something up real quickly. Just want to look at something up real quickly here. There we go. All right. That is correct. These cases are cases that Doug and April were looking into. Shane lived a couple miles from April, and Janiyah was a 13-year-old little girl who went missing. That is correct. Cheryl, good morning. These cases haven't got a lot of attention, at least not any national attention. And we want to just cover them because A, you want to know, and B, we want to find out. And that's how it usually works. Once something gets started, it takes legs on its own. So that's something, we like to do here. Still looking at a case that L has sent me about a little girl that went missing as well. We'll probably get that here like very soon. Carol, welcome in, Carol. If you got anybody lurking in the back, please click like, subscribe. These are opinions of everybody. Everybody opinions matter. Everybody's opinion matter because you all matter. And if you want to hear your opinions and get answers to your thoughts, by all means, become a Devil Pup investigator, become a Devil Pup, and or just subscribe. Do me a favor, click the likes, click the thumbs up, do all that good stuff. Just helps send the algorithm going. All right. So let's get started. We will go ahead as people come in. Mods, if you could just tell them what's going on, what we're covering, and go from that aspect. So the first case we're going to cover today is the Janiyah McMichael case, because she's the younger of the both individuals that we're going to be talking about. But right now, we're going to be talking about Janiyah McMichael Rogers. She goes by Janiyah McMichael. She was reported missing by her mother on August the 12th, 2024, from their home in the 19th block of Malcolm X Boulevard. She lived in Gary, Indiana. Now, this is just a young child, and I want to bring up a picture here so you guys can see how young and precious these kids are. And that's why it's so important to go ahead and take a look at. So here is just a precious little child. All right. So there, the wording's, I'm going to read that to you. This wording here looks a little bit, well, maybe I can make it bigger. Let's see. Yeah, it's still going to be kind of, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to read this to you, but this is her right here. See if I can find a better. Let's go with this for now. Let's go with this for now. So this is Janiyah McMichael. She's been missing since August 11, 2024. Now, according to Doug, she hasn't got any traction. And you gotta know the history too of Gary, Indiana. Now, I only know Gary, Indiana because one of my very, very good friends, well, Marine Corps, so we're always brothers. My very, very good brother in the Marine Corps, he was from Gary, Indiana. And that is literally just a hop, jump, and a skip away from Ohio. Now, he was a Marine as well. We used to call him Sergeant Popaditch before he got promoted eventually and got wounded in combat. But I only know of this area and what was transpired, ironically, because a very good friend of mine who served in a platoon with myself, he was from there. And then I had another individual who was also from Gary, Indiana. And his name was Billy Morgan. Billy Morgan, I actually picked him up on the way back to taking my car from Ohio all the way to California. So I stopped by, picked him up, and that's how I got my vehicle on base. And once I got my vehicle there, I could move around. So I know of these places. I do not know a lot about these places. I just know of it and the things that happened. And basically the mentality of Gary, Indiana. For whatever that's worth, you can read in between the lines. So Gary, Indiana, they have basically two sides of the tracks. One side predominantly is one way, one mentality thinking, and I'm trying to be as courteous as I can. And then on the east side of the tracks, it's a whole nother, it's more where you're more of your people of color who live there. Let's just say it like that. But I only know this because in the Marine Corps, I used to talk to some friends of mine. So this is what this intrigued me. And I don't have the information of my good friends. Matter of fact, I don't think either one of them ever came back home to live. I think they stayed back in California somewhere. But nevertheless, I know a little bit of the history there. So this is this young little girl, Gary, Indiana, missing August 11, 2024. She's 13 years old. Obviously, she's a female. Precious, precious child. I mean, literally a precious child. You can't make that stuff up, everybody. It's just so sad to see someone like this could literally go missing. But that's what we do here. We cover stories that others don't cover. We cover things that others don't give attention to. And we do this because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. Give the family hope. Give the family hope is the whole concept of this. Now, this here lady here, just so you know, I'm going to find it real quick. Trying to find it here. I just saw it a second ago. Let's go here. This lady here. Well, we'll play that. We'll play that. But this lady here, that's her grandmother. That is her grandmother. That's Janiyah's grandmother, just so you know. That is her grandmother, and she is still actively looking for her granddaughter. Literally. Still looking for her granddaughter. Passing out flyers. Just everything you can think of. Okay, she is trying to do everything she can. And here's the thing, folks. If we can't go ahead and people cannot understand what it's like to lose a 13-year-old, to lose any child for that matter to go missing is very heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking. Right up my alley. I know about it literally. Okay? Know about this type of case literally. Except in the case that I know personally, person wasn't 13. They were about 21, 22 years old. Maybe not even that. Maybe probably about 24, 25 years old when they went missing. So, yeah, that's the case we're going to be talking about. That is the case. And it's very important to understand that people go missing, kids go missing all the time, as sad as that is. And a lot of them are caught up in either a sex trade type of thing or end up becoming unalive, wrong place, wrong time. Nothing of their doing, just it happens. It happens, it shouldn't happen, and it does. Please hit the like, everybody. Please hit the like, subscribe. If you are lurking, I'd appreciate it. Oh, very sad. Carol, hey, Carol, Oleg and Cheryl, Norma. It's just a very sad situation because no child should ever go missing like this or like anyway, to be honest. She is very, very just a cute little girl. And it just doesn't look, I had five girls, okay? 5 girls and 1 boy. And I'm telling you, they are the most precious things to me. And there's nothing I wouldn't do for them. And they know it. And this dad here of my 5 little girls would be devastated, would be crushed, would demoralize, I don't know how I would even function if this was literally something that I was going through. Doug, since this is a case Doug brought up, let me go ahead and send Doug an invitation guest. All right, there's the link, Doug. Miss Barney, is foul play suspected? Yes, foul play is suspected. According to authorities, foul play is suspected in this case. So, and I'm not sure how they come to the terminology because they haven't found her. Okay, so I don't know how they came. Maybe it was through their investigation. But it is suspected that foul play was mentioned numerous times in this case. April says, I have 4 girls as a grandmother. So scary, without a doubt. It's very scary. Very, when you hear these stories, it hits home because you can put yourself in that situation as being a parent losing someone that you love, someone that has literally gone through all these things in life. You understand? You can put yourself kind of like Nancy. We've all had grandmothers, right? You can put yourself at what it would be like if it was your grandmother going through this situation, if it was someone you love going through this situation. So there's a lot of understanding and commonality in people to understand that this could be them. This could have been you that was going through that. Welcome in, Doug. Welcome in.
Good morning, Devil Dog.
So the idea that this is something where we can all relate at some point, or we all know somebody who has little kids and we can understand what they're going through. We may not understand what they're going through literally, but we can understand that could be us is a better take. Oleg, the mother's partner, is a bit suspicious. He has been done for DV. Yeah, yes, that is correct. L, good morning, Doug and Barney. I can't imagine this at all. Now, I'm going to give you what I got. I'm just going to give you what I got. And then I'm going to hand this over to Doug and let him expand on it because this is one of these cases that he has really looked into as well. So he's going to know more details. But I'm going to tell you what I got, and then I'm going to hand it over. So This is where we're at. So Gary, Indiana, I know Gary, Indiana. I've already explained that to you. Got one side of the tracks and you got the other side of the tracks. Okay, you have to understand where I'm coming from. You have. I only know this because I have friends that live in Gary. One is Caucasian, one is African American. So I guess I know both sides of the tracks, or at least I understand it. Cicely, good morning. April, Carol, mine too. So the idea, she went missing August 12th, 2024, from their home. She didn't go missing like going to the grocery store. She didn't go missing, at least from what they're telling us, that she was going on her way to school. No, the fact is she went missing from her home. Now, look, I'm not going to put any blame on anyone because I don't know enough about the case. But I will say this. As a law enforcement officer, if you go missing from your home, well, that's where you start your investigation, is at the home. And not just at the home, but the people around in that home. Okay, you have to, because it always seems to be something connected to someone who knows the family, right? That's a high percentage. So you would start there, and then you would work yourself out, and so that you could go ahead and start clearing all the stuff that doesn't make sense and try to figure out, what went on. Now, I don't know what her house was like. I do not know what her living every day was like. I know she went to school. I know the day she went missing, literally the day she went missing, I do know that according to reports, it was the night before she was supposed to start school. So think about that. The night before she was going back to school, literally back to school, her mother noticed that some of her clothes were missing. Okay. And it was claimed that through a surveillance camera that she got into a vehicle, but reported the claim could not be corroborated. Okay. This is what I came across. So someone got her on surveillance camera going into a car, but then they could not corroborate that information. So therefore, they couldn't really use that, at least on any type of looking for this vehicle. I still would have looked for the vehicle. I still would have went ahead and searched for that vehicle just in case. But nevertheless, that was not done. It just couldn't be corroborated, the information. Good morning, Cicely. Welcome in. So that's that. On Monday night, family and friends and people in the community gathered. They gathered to celebrate McMichael with a balloon release, where her biological father, Antonio Rogers, promised never to stop looking for his daughter. This was April 29, 2025, almost a year later. Her mother's name is Jasmine Ann McMichael, also referred to as Jasmine McMichael. That's why she don't have the father's last name as Rogers. So let me go ahead and start at the top. So some of the things that I noticed on this was that she was missing, obviously, for 2 years, still missing. The supposedly her family was saying that they were supposed to be making big plans for her, and that it broke their heart because they know they don't know where she's at. And McMichael's grandmother, Dahlia James Guerrero, has been looking tirelessly. And that was the lady I showed you earlier. This lady here is the lady I showed you earlier. Okay. This lady right here. Right here. That lady. That lady is literally her grandmother, according to what I have read. And she has been looking for her tirelessly. That lady right there. So that's where that's at. Topic is 13-year-old girl missing in 2024, and a young man just identified a few days ago missing in 2017. So she said that she hugged her and kissed her tightly, not knowing it would be the last time. So the night before she went missing, that night she gave her a hug, her grandmother, but she had no idea that that would be the last time she would ever see her or hug her again. Tuesday was a rally bringing attention to the case with cars honking in support, busy Broadway, and hours of passing. Flyers were passed out. Like I said, folks, it appears that they're still trying to find where this little girl, where she's at, if she's still alive, was she taken, and if she was taken, who has her? All the things you would look in a case of a missing child. What has the mother's been doing is she's searching.
No, I don't think it's the mother that's searching, dog. It's the grandmother. The grandmother.
That's what I said earlier. I'm reading Oleg.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. Oleg what was the mother been doing is she's searching. I have no idea. They don't say anything that I hear anything of the mother other than what I told you about the father. The only one that I hear and been reading is that the grandmother has been the one that has been searching everywhere, like true grandmothers would do. No doubt about it. Well, that's a fact. And the grandmother, like I said, she gave her last hug and never thought that she would never give her one again.
So sad.
The grandmother is Dahlia James Guerrero. Dahlia, or Dahlia, however you want to pronounce it, is James Guerrero. She passes out flyers, information's leading, talking about trying to find the whereabouts. She goes ahead, has authorities say that her disappearance may be a result of foul play. So the authorities are literally saying that they believe this is a result of literally foul play. So when I was asked earlier that question, yes, according to them, they feel this is literally foul play. Guerrero refuses to believe, now this is her grandmother. Guerrero refuses to believe that her granddaughter isn't out there somewhere. I believe she's still alive until I am shown otherwise. Just like a true grandmother. Show me until she show me, I'm going to believe that she's out there somewhere. And that's how most people would react. Most parents would react that way. Definitely grandmothers would react that way. So she says she's going to stand on and said at the time of her disappearance. She was last seen, Janea was last seen wearing black pajamas, black pajama pants, a black hooded sweatshirt, and red and black shoes, according to authorities. See, unlike the Nancy Guthrie case, that's why you get a description, because you just give the last of what they were wearing, so at least people have something to look for. Okay? I had to throw that in there just to give you the idea of why it's important to have that. Okay. She has no connections to Gary and the East Chicago in Indiana. Gary and the East Chicago, Indiana. Now there is a $30,000 reward, $10,000 each from Gary's police department, the FBI, and an anonymous donor put up $10,000 for anything that would lead to the capture of the individual who took her, or can tell them where they can find her. So that's where we're at there. And then it gives you obviously the information. If anyone has tips, call 1-800, call FBI. Now there is something I found that said that there was been a report that investigators has executed a search warrant, at least one, during the investigation. But authorities haven't intentionally withheld many details to protect the case. So there is somebody that obviously was on their radar that they went ahead and literally went ahead and issued a search warrant. Now, to get a search warrant, you got to have what? Probable cause. To get a search warrant, you got to have what? You got to have some information dealing with why you're telling the judge, sir, I'd like to go ahead and go and look at this place or whatnot, and I want to see what I can find. I want to know if there was any foul play, yada, 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 yada. And as long as he can articulate that correctly, the judge is going to give him, literally, the judge is going to give him a warrant, more than likely. Carol, let's see, April, top 13-year-old missing, 25, just identified a few days ago, missing 2017. Oleg, what was the mother doing? Is she searching? I don't hear anything of what the mother's doing, to be honest, which is really strange. I hear the grandmother doing everything, but the mother, I'm not sure what the heck she's doing. And that always is a red flag, in my opinion. L, how can any person want to hurt such a beautiful little girl? Because there's a lot of demons out there, a lot of people with cold-hearted intentions to hurt other people. And it's so sad, but totally understand, El. Well said. Carol, this breaks my heart for the grandmother. April, was there any Amber Alert put out? Excuse me. I think there was some things that were done. I'm not sure about specifically an Amber Alert, but I'll let Doug get into that here in a few minutes. Also, so they searched, they got a search warrant, and they went to the residence to look to see if they could go ahead and find some clues. Now, to have it, like I said, you got to have something credible to be able to get a search warrant. You can't just go on a hunch, okay? Now, some news reports have added that the warrant was executed at the home of Janiyah. So apparently this warrant was executed at the home where she was at. So that tells you a lot there. You know, remember I told you, I said, you gotta always go start at the family, because that's usually someone who knows a family or knows a child or whatnot. It's someone close to the family. Those are the high percentages, just like in Nancy, 92%, 92% that it's somebody who knows a family or knows the victim. In this case, it's no different. Somebody who knows the family or knows the victim. Okay, so you always start at the house. Always. You always start at the people closest to them. And so they reported that the warrant was executed at the home where Janiyah was staying before she disappeared, but they likewise did not identify any individual connected to the warrant. Kind of like what we're seeing over there in Pima County. They're not giving you any name of the individual. Now, you can probably get it. If you're lucky, you could probably get it now doing a FOIA request. But the idea is that there is nothing there right now. You know what I mean? There is nothing that they are giving anybody at this point. They might have already, but everything I looked at, I couldn't find anything. The only details officially confirmed are that the search warrant was court approved and executed by Gary Police Department. So it was a court ordered, okay, that was served by the Gary, Indiana Police Department and the FBI as part of this investigation. Now, I don't know when the FBI joined this, but I can tell you this, that I don't know how soon they did, but that's the importance of having the FBI with you. They have resources. They have techniques. This is up their alley. This is what they do best. So this is why you want to have the FBI always covering your back, because they have those tools, just like what we didn't see in the Nancy Guthrie case. Janiyah was reported missing from her home, 1900 block of Malcolm X Boulevard in Gary, Indiana. Law enforcement has intentionally withheld details about the search, residents, and the people connected to it. Okay, I know Doug's going to have some information. Just give me 1 second here. There has been considerable speculation online. Now, these are not facts. These are just detailed speculations. Whose car did she get into? They don't know, because they couldn't corroborate that, April. They don't know, because that information that was given, they couldn't they couldn't cooperate it. They couldn't validate that it was true or not. So they didn't really say. Was there an Amber Alert? Not sure. Ole, there are so many missing kids in Indiana. Sometimes I researched last year because of the Delphi case. It's a very good point, Oligan. There is a lot of missing kids. April, oh wow, search warrant means they had a reason to suspect. Right. They had a suspect in mind, in my opinion. Now, she had also had siblings who lived in the home. She did have siblings who lived in the home with her. This is Janiyah. Her family and news reports have confirmed that she shared the residence with her mother and her siblings. The father did not live there, apparently. Okay, there was another lady friend that lived there with her mother. Don't have any clue what her name was. Didn't hear it. They didn't share it. At least from what I found. There's no public confirmation that she lived with her father. In fact, her father has spoken publicly about searching for her, but officially reports do not indicate that he resides in the home where she disappeared. I'm telling you, sometimes it's the people. Be safe. You need anything?
You got money?
In the piggy, take one. Just one. Don't spend it all. So, literally, sorry. The wife's going out. Not out, but going, taking the kids to some store. But regarding her mother partners, some outlets have reported that Janiyah lived with her mother and her girlfriend and her siblings. But this detail has not been confirmed officially by the FBI release. She basically verified the public information. Mother, yes. Father, no. Evidence that he lived there. Siblings, yes. And the summary of it all is Janiyah was reported missing by her mother on August 12, 2024 from the family home on Malcolm X Boulevard in Gary, Indiana, where the search warrant was issued. Investigators believe she may have been the victim of foul play. I mean, I would not put anything out there past even sex trafficking, to be honest. This happens all the time. Don't forget also that the mother said when she went into the room that she noticed the door was unlocked and she noticed some of her clothes was missing. Right away, that tells you, okay, is it a possibility that she ran away? Well, then you ask the question, if she ran away, what was she running from? What was she running from? Sorry, Chris. So Chris is in the house. So the idea is right away you ask the question, about literally, could this have been a sex trafficking issue? Did she get in the car? She had her clothes missing. Was it bad? Literally, was it bad in the home? Was she going through a lot of different things that we don't know about? It's very possible. Very, very possible. Whose car did she get into? Not stated, April. How, wow, search warrant means. Are the siblings still living there? I'm assuming they are. I do not know, El. I'm assuming. April said, hello, Mrs. DD. That's why my husband says to me, don't spend it all. No doubt. It never works because she does it anyway. She said hi to April. Oleg. Or running if she took clothes. Right. That's what I'm thinking. She either ran away and then got, unfortunately, caught up with a certain individual, or somebody picked her up, and God only knows what happened after that. I'm a Dreamer. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, I'm a Dreamer. Welcome in, Chris. Marianne. Hi, Chris. So the FBI joined investigations with Gary Police Department, executed court-approved search warrants as part of investigations. Authorities have not disclosed anything. This is a summary, police have repeatedly warned that misinformation and rumors on social media are harming the investigation and have asked the public to rely on official information. As of the latest updates, no one has been publicly named as a suspect or charged in connection with her disappearance. So just like that, that is basically where we're at. We don't have a lot more really to go on. Like I said, there was a lady friend that was living there, I believe, with the family and the mother. So yeah, just don't know really all the things, the crucial, most pertinent things, because there's not a lot there, and that's a sad thing about it. And let me just check in my notes here. So they did have the celebration, like I said. They had the celebration April 29, 2025. She would have been 15 years old. That really hurt the grandmother a lot because literally the grandmother, you know, like she said, they should have been planning for something about her 15th birthday, not something where they have no idea where she's at. It's just that sad, everybody. And she was taken. Let me rephrase that. She did go missing the night before she was to start school. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Doug because he's been on this case more. This is all I could find on this. And with that, Doug, you got the floor, you and Chris.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much. There's not really too much more out there besides like interviews and stuff like that. That's why it was so disturbing. But there was no Amber Alert for Janelle, and I'm pretty sure the search warrant was served at the mom because of the grandmother. I think the grandmother pushed and pushed and pushed for them to search that house. It wasn't like they thought that it was because the grandmother kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And
Got you.
this Jania's mother is the daughter of the grandmother. So this isn't her father's mother. This is her mother's mother who's saying my baby's missing. You need to find her. And
So she's gonna be more in tune, probably know her daughter more than what anybody else would know.
exactly. And she has some of her other kids that also stay with her. So the older sister was also like, yeah, you need to go look. Like they were saying there's the other kids still. I think the other siblings now live with the grandmother. They moved in with her. My memory serves me. At last I knew, anyways. And that people like Pebbles from Missing Lost in Traffic that have really been pushing and trying to give this case the exposure that it needs. Because she is from Indiana. I'm actually just talking to her in the background right now. She's thanking me for covering Janaya. Yeah,
I wonder, Doug, if we could put a FOIA request or you could put a full request in to see what were the grounds of the I don't know if they would give it to you, but what are the grounds for the search warrant and what was the information that was gotten that they got but they didn't disclose. You know what I mean? I
right.
know it's
Yeah,
probably it's not probably going to give you. They're probably not going to give it because it's still under investigation, but it's worth a shot. So just throwing that out there.
exactly. Yeah. No, yeah, it might actually. Pebbles actually might already have the FOIA. So I'll ask her first. And if she didn't get it, then
Now, is the lady you're talking to? Who is that lady?
she runs the Missing Lost in Traffic channel.
Okay, got you.
So she's on X and Facebook and Instagram and all of them other platforms. She's on every platform.
Well,
Well,
she's on here now. So good morning to the
oh,
missing lost in draft
Yeah,
traffic. Thank you
Pebbles is
so
here.
much. Yeah,
yes.
she's on our screen right now.
Oh my God. Hi, Pebbles.
Hello, Pebbles.
She's
Great
the
to have
one
you,
with.
Pebbles.
She's the one that's really been pushing for Janaya, and she knows everything. She's solid.
Well, Missing, if you want to come on board, let me know. I can send you a link. You can give us more information that you may have. Just letting you know if you want to come on board, you're more than welcome to.
Now I know nothing about this.
It,
This is
it
the
was a new
first.
thing that came up last night, Chris. That they Doug had this thing that was on his list, and
Yep.
April had
Yeah.
another, so we went ahead and did that. Please
Yeah. No.
send link. Okay, I'm gonna send her the link, everybody.
I saw. I don't know. I again. I'm just jumping on, but I don't know if you guys saw, but I Googled her name real quick, and it came up with the latest update was that some group wanted to come and search the river or lake,
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and
yep.
they
That's what
said
the
no.
petition's for. Yeah, they
Yeah,
said
why'd they say no? Any idea?
that's the problem. They just
Huh.
they're stonewalling solving this and finding Janaya.
Why is it that every case that we're handling right now is the same,
It's always the same MO.
getting blocked
Yeah.
somewhere? Everybody's blocking something.
Let
This
missing stand. I'm sorry, Chris. Let missing
no.
go stand trafficked Pebbles. Let her know that it is definitely. You have to join via audio. That's fine. Just take the link and come on in and join.
Yeah. I think she's been up all night, so
Got you. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
Oh no,
off.
that I'm just. It doesn't make sense to me why
doesn't
everything is
make
the
sense.
same. We're getting
People are
blocked
yeah,
everywhere.
they're trying to help law enforcement like solve different cases, and they just like, nah, we don't want your help. You can't do this, you can't do
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you want somebody to search the river, the lake, whatever it is? That you guys don't have to do anything. Just let us search.
Right.
Or
Right.
cost anything. They're covering the costs and everything, and it's not like it's a
I
random
know.
search. It's a spot that somebody said that she might actually be. Like,
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand what is.
Well, did they say something about they had? Is this the one that we were talking about that said they had to get approval from Ohio or something?
Ohio is the one that's got offering their free services.
Oh, got you. But they're
So
not
if you're,
accepting that.
and they're not. Indiana is not accepting
Of
Ohio's
course.
service.
No, I wonder if it's. I wonder if it's not the sheriff that's saying no. I wonder if it's like the state that's saying no, or the governor, the mayor, or something like that. In case something happens to somebody while they're inside the lake, then does that open up the city, town, state for lawsuits? I wonder if that's where they're coming for, and if that's where they're coming for, then screw you guys. I mean, what is it really? Just have them sign a waiver then. Hey, if something
Right.
happens, we're not responsible. Here you go,
Right.
fine, have a good time.
Well said. Well said. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. I mean, you're talking about a 13-year-old girl that has gone
Mhm.
missing. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. That I've always said, and you guys have heard me say, there's only a few things that are untouchable in our society:
Kids.
little kids, women, of elderly women, and the disabled.
Right.
Mhm.
Those three right there are untouchable. Anything that happens to any one of those threes, right away, there should be nothing hampering or barring from people to go ahead and do what they got to do to get that information,
Right.
however that may be, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well,
You know.
don't leave out elderly men either. I mean,
Well,
that's
true.
well, I
That
mean,
is true.
that's why nobody's touched you yet.
You
So
took the words right out of my
just kidding,
mouth,
just
Chris.
just
I
kidding.
knew that was coming somewhere.
Yeah, you did. I have a lot to make up for. And I've been down and out for a little while, so a lot to make up for.
Oh my lord! Well, thank you for catching
No,
up right away.
And then
you're welcome.
then
You're
there was
welcome.
the original search, like the family back in the beginning. They went to search for Janiyah, and people drove by and shot at them, like
Mm,
with a pew pew, like literally
yeah,
shooting at them, telling them to get out of here.
Well,
it's
like I said before, I'm sorry. Like I said
no,
before,
go ahead.
Indiana, Gary, Indiana. This is a little young African American girl. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to understand the storyline behind Gary, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've told you guys before. The only reason I know anything about it is I had two friends. One was African American in the Marine Corps, brothers of arms in the Marine Corps. Two friends that were literally, one was from the east side of the tracks and one was from the other side of the tracks. So one was Caucasian, one was African. I hear it all the time, and they used to talk all the time, and we'd have conversations, not about missing, but what the mentality is in that area, in that Gary, Indiana. So I'm not saying anything that I'm just like popping off. I've literally had these conversations with these guys but they were just talking about what it was like. Because, sometimes you as Marines will get together and you guys are just talking about where you're from and how things are. And it was ironic how they would always talk about these type of issues. So there is something there as far as those issues. Okay. And I don't think that they just stop once, like they just stopped all of a sudden. I'm sure the mentality is still there, kind of like maybe Mississippi, right? Jackson. It's kind
Right.
of like the same concept. So I just want to put that out there because it is true from what they have told me. And I remember these conversations. That's the mentality in that place. You stay on your side of the tracks. You do not come on our side of the tracks. And if you do, all hell's going to break loose. All right. That's how it was put to me. But anyway, anything with Pebbles? Anything with Pebbles?
Oh, she's saying it's not. Her browser ain't letting her open it.
Okay. Well, Pebbles, just know that we're trying to cover this. We're trying to cover this. Doug had brought it to us yesterday, and we wanted to give it some light, a little bit of light, whatever that little bit may be. And just maybe someone hears something. We will stay on top of this case. We will continue to talk about this case, and we'll continue to follow this case so that if there's any breaking news or anything, we'll be able to go ahead and put it out there. And as well as you, Pebbles, if you get anything, you can the mods will give you my email. You can send me an email with some more information that you want us to have, and we can also go ahead and regurgitate it out to whoever's listening.
Absolutely.
So just remember that that's what we do here. We give everybody that, people that are being forgotten needs to be addressed. And there's no reason a 13-year-old girl should not be given the attention like anyone else. It's just crazy. So just know that. I just want to say that from myself, Doug, and Chris. Welcome in, Buttercups. Welcome in. Buttercup says she is driving. April, youtube.com. Analyze Doug. There you go. Don't forget, everybody, to subscribe to Chris. Let's talk with Chris and Analyze Doug as well. The three amigos are on the case.
The three amigos.
Hey,
And I
right.
posted the petition again if anybody wants to sign to help the search for Janaya.
Yeah.
Is there any more information that you have, Doug, by any chance? Or that
There
you
really
know
isn't.
from Pebbles?
There really isn't. It's just whatever interviews that have been done with family and stuff like that, but there's no like factual information. That's pretty much it. But other than she was pregnant.
Okay, that's another thing that I had that I did have on my notes and I slipped my mind. Yes.
She was pregnant
She
at
was-
the time, and it's alleged that it was the mother's boyfriend is the father.
Got you. That was what I forgot. So yes, just for sake of purposes, thank you, Doug, for bringing that up. She, the 13-year-old, supposedly it was said that she was pregnant.
That's crazy.
And that allegedly it was the mother's boyfriend. Now,
He can go to jail.
I don't know how. I mean, you just got to let your mind go, and you got to think how this could have been very, for a better lack of words, detrimental to her from the mentality of the mother. You understand?
Mhm.
Sometimes it seems like people will blame these young kids for something that's happened to them that is no fault of theirs, and they will blame them. I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm saying sometimes you hear that, and
I think that's exactly what happened here.
And this very well could have been a reason why she, quote, technically went missing and or, whatever. So that does happen quite a bit where the mother or the woman involved in having a kid, a child, and then she goes ahead and something like this happens, they're always subject to blaming their own kids. Maybe how they dress, maybe you did this, you caused this, yada, yada, yada. And then they go to the extreme of possibly, this kind of stuff happens. So it does happen. I'm not saying it happened here. I'm just saying it does happen. And you guys can't forget that because that's so crucial. I totally forgot this little piece. But thank you so much. Appreciate that, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
13 years old, pregnant and
13.
missing. Well, now that makes me think. I didn't know she was pregnant. Like when I popped on before I jumped on, I Googled her and read real quick, but I didn't see that. Now that changes everything for me.
Right.
Where is she? Well, 13 years old. If it was the boyfriend, now he's going to jail if he gets caught. The mother's going to go to jail because she ain't saying nothing.
Absolutely.
Now
Yep.
he's like, well, if this person isn't around, then I can't go anywhere. So now I'm thinking related and family or boyfriend, you know. Not saying anything that he did it or anything, but I'm just saying. Now it changes everything.
It changes everything, right? That
Oh God, yeah.
Absolutely.
that
God, yeah.
fact changes the whole scenario.
Oh God, yeah. If if I didn't know she was pregnant, then it's wide open. Yep, she could have ran away. She could have been taken. She could have whatever.
There it
But
is, April.
now, now I think different.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Because I can't believe I did have that in my notes. I just totally forgot. But because when I read it, when I was reading it, it was last night, late last night, I was reading this and it talked about it. And then I was like, surely I'm reading a different story or something else. And I just kept going. And it just never dawned on me that that was what they were talking about. But yeah, let me tell you, folks, I've seen this kind of stuff as far as working in law enforcement. I have seen this kind of stuff with young kids as young as 14, 15 years old are literally pregnant and, mysteriously no one knows who the father is. Um, so, look, it's a very high possibility. And that may be why they were searching the home, got the search warrant, right? They were able to tell the judge, hey, she was, you know,
Yep.
pregnant at 13 in the home. The lady has this person living with her, and this other person who she's seeing is there. We believe we've heard that there could be that nefarious things happening. And therefore, that's how the judge they were able to give the law enforcement from Gary, Indiana, the search warrant. That would make perfect sense. And I couldn't see any judge not batting an eye issuing literally a search warrant to see if they could find anything, clothing, DNA, you name it. It's very, very possible. Very possible. Melissa or Missing says, yes, can someone send a link to my phone? Can anybody send a link to her phone?
Send it to her phone.
We're working on that right now,
Oh,
Pebbles.
I think I can send it to.
Okay.
Will Facebook work?
Well,
Who's that
Facebook is for the lady that's covering this case.
Can't you just email it to her, and
Uh,
then
or
she can just grab
email
it
it
from
to
her
her. Somebody
email
can email it to you.
on her phone? So
Pebbles, can someone email it to you and then you can take it off of that?
Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna try.
We're working on it. But that's the whole thing, guys. 13-year-old kid, golly, yeah, that makes all the difference in the world, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Like, whoa, it's just. Let me tell you something.
Try that.
As we
Pebble.
all know, this streaming TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, this stuff, the world's getting crazy. I mean, we all know what's going on with some of our closer friends right now. But just last night, I don't know if you guys seen this, but the big star, the Mexican TikToker, I don't remember his name, but he was doing a live last night, and a motorcycle drove by, two people on the motorcycle, and they shot and killed him live on his live.
Oh, wow.
Everybody got to see it.
I did not even hear about that.
No, and then you have Mr. Perez Hilton, who just absolutely lost his mind. I don't know if anybody saw the video, I did, and wow. Did you see the video? Anybody?
No, I didn't see it. I heard
I
about it.
don't.
Haven't, no.
I don't recommend anybody seeing the video. I mean, it was uh,
It was
shit.
bad.
It was real bad. And you know what? If it doesn't, if it doesn't show something to see, it was TikTok live, right? It was
Mm-hmm.
TikTok live,
Yep.
and I I can't believe that there isn't anybody that on TikTok working for TikTok, the company itself, that's not watching to 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 watch this stuff. You got to have somebody there to take this down immediately, right?
Monitor. Yeah, that's their responsibility.
Anybody can be watching. I know there's thousands and thousands and thousands of channels, but in a computer system, there's ways to figure out, what's going on at this moment, because if they can come on and suspend us for saying the word GUN, give me a break.
Right.
And then they did take it down, though. They took it down as quick as they could, they say. So they shut that off. But you know who let it go? Facebook. The one place that you would think wouldn't allow anything, allowed that to run, to play. You can go find it. I even had trouble finding, not that I was really, but I was curious because I know who he is, but I even had trouble finding the video to where you could see it on X. Even
Mhm.
X put these black boxes in front of him. You could hear. But this stuff, these platforms, they can change you. It amazes me at how, I mean, look at Perez, all these other, the Mexican guy, all these other YouTubers and streamers from any platform that have all been either unalived themselves or been, unalived by other people. And then, you know, everybody knows what's up with Ted. And, you know, that's just from online stuff and
Yeah.
phone calls. That's not any harm to him, physically.
Right.
It's all mentally. And then look, right? That's why I think what we do here is great. Like, I'm not here for any of that crap. I don't think you're here for that crap. And Doug, no, we're just doing what we want to do, and that's why I think here,
Mhm.
staying here, just us, just doing our thing, and it is what it is.
Exactly.
I
But
totally agree.
this
Hey,
is what I want to do. And missing, lost, and
Hello.
trafficked. Welcome. How are you?
Pebbles,
Hey, Pebbles.
we have Pebbles in the house, everybody. She's been really following this case and probably has more knowledge than any of us. So we're gonna let her have the floor and tell us what's going on, okay? Welcome in, Pebbles.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a lot of developments. I want to try to catch everybody up to speed the
All
best I
right.
can. I'm going to try to. I don't know how I give you a short summary of this, but I want to go through a timeline. All right.
Go
All
ahead.
right. So, Janiyah McMichael is reported missing around 7:40 a.m. in the morning on August 12th of 2024. I know this because I pulled the 911 dispatch call from the Lake County public scanner. And so there's a scanner that a lot of us rely on. You know, you can go to Broadcastify and get the calls when calls come in. And so I know that was the time exactly that she was reported missing by her mother, Jasmine Ann McMichael. The interesting thing about August 12th of 2024, you have to keep in mind that that was the first day of school for the Gary, Indiana charter schools.
Okay.
So Janiyah and her siblings had, been out all summer, and she would have been going to, I believe it would have been the 8th grade. She's been missing 2 years now. I believe it was going to be the 8th grade. She would have been starting that first day, if my memory is serving me correctly, in terms of middle school. And so before she could start that first day for the school year, her mom, right before school starts, which would have been maybe, have to be there about 8 o'clock, something like that, she reports her missing. And so after she reports her missing, I interviewed various family members who stated that she gave conflicting information regarding the time she realized her daughter was missing. For instance, she told the father of Janai, the biological father, and he's been pretty estranged. She hadn't had much relationship with her, but she phoned him up and let him know, hey, Janai is missing, and I realized she was missing around midnight. So that still would have been on the 12th. But
Right.
then she told what was conflicting about that, and he did discuss this with me during a live interview. And she also said the same thing to a bodyguard that was assisting her. He has like an independent search team. And so she tells the police and tells media, and she only did maybe 1 or 2 interviews, just kind of off camera, that she realized her daughter was missing around 5 or 6 in the morning. So that's like, you realize your daughter was missing. Which one is it? Did you get up in the middle of the night, which he told the father this and someone else this, and realize your daughter was missing at midnight? Or did you realize your daughter was missing at 5 or 6 in the morning, or whenever you said you got up to get the children ready for school? She said the front door was unlocked. I believe she told WGN Chicago the back door was ajar. And so things were starting to get real shaky in terms of the circumstances surrounding her of Jania's disappearance. And so fast forward, we started to realize that she was giving conflicting stories, and I had gotten a hold to text messages that Jania's mother sent out on June 10th of 2024. She sent this message to a friend, literally this, and I've confirmed it. I released those messages to the public. They're actual text messages stating that she wanted to give up all her kids. So Jania she's reporting her missing August 12th, but on June 10th of 2024, I have a series of text messages where she was saying she wanted to take all 7 of her kids, including Jania, and get rid of them. She was fed up. She couldn't take it anymore. She has a girlfriend, so I guess she would be considered bisexual. And so she was with her living girlfriend was with her at the time of Jania's disappearance, and they're still together today. All right, fast forward up a little bit from August 12th. What is the next biggest development? The next huge development was on September 5th of 2024. Instead of the Gary Police Department issuing an Amber Alert, which I know she wouldn't qualify for it under certain circumstances because there was no proof she was abducted, instantly abducted, no video evidence of that. They decided that they're going to wait a month, and what they're going to do is issue a Silver Alert. And even with the Silver Alert, okay, it's supposed to be statewide across the state of Indiana, but it is normally issued for individuals with some sort of disabilities of all ages or elderly people. And so it wasn't really effective a whole month later, even if with that being issued like September 5th, on getting credible leads to figure out what happened to her. Fast forward from September 5th of 2024, we're going to go to October 5th of 2024, something about the number 5. On October 5th of 2024, something shocking happened. I got a call, and one of the individuals, his name is Kevin Collins, who had been really working on this case as well. He said, look, I'm outside of Jasmine McMichael's house. The FBI is here. Child Protective Services are here. And it was reported in the news. What was reported on October 5th? All of Jasmine McMichael's kids was taken from her custody. You can look those articles up, and you will find I don't know if they put that in black or white, but you should be able to find that the children were placed in CPS custody, and the feds actually executed a search warrant of her mother's home. So this is like roughly 2 months after her disappearance. The FBI, it wasn't the Gary Police Department. You have the Indianapolis Field Office FBI executing a search warrant right after they removed all the children from the home. They backed some things up. I have pictures of the FBI outside of Jasmine McMichael's residence. And after that, really, and also the gang, there's a gang task force, and they normally get involved when there's a crime that they believe has been committed, and it has some element of let's just say some type of racketeering or drugs or something involving gangs, right? Gang activity. That's when they would be called upon. So we never got a clear answer, of course, from the mayor or anyone else explaining why the gang task response. It's the gang task response team assisted with this search warrant of Jasmine McMichael's home. Neither did we ever get a press conference. That has never happened. That was a major thing. Like they take the kids. They still haven't returned the kids from that day. I know this for a fact. They have not returned the kids. They permanently placed Jania's siblings into the care of their father because she has two, baby daddies. Jania, she was the oldest. And so that she was her first, and that was with one man, and all the other siblings she had, the biological father is a whole nother person. And so they're in his custody right now. And so we don't get explanations for these things. We don't get explanation. We don't get, hey, they never tell us what was recovered. They never give an update. When I say they, the Gary Police Department, and neither has the FBI given any kind of update other than we're still investigating. It's like just press releases that they've released online. The city of Gary, the Gary Police Department, and the city of Gary saying, hey, and we're offering a $20,000 reward. So that does happen too. That happens months, though, several months after the search warrant is executed. There's an announcement in the form of just paper press releases. And you can go to the FBI website and you'll see all of this, that she's on their like abduction, kidnapping list. She's on the FBI website, and that they're offering a $20,000 reward. They do give us an inkling that there's foul play. They give us a hint that maybe she might not be coming back alive if they ever find her, because on the FBI website, you will be able to see that they say in black and white that they're offering $20,000 to make arrests and convictions of persons responsible for Jania's disappearance. The money is not being offered at this point to literally find her and recover her. It's okay, we have enough to believe something's happened to her, and I guess they're lacking the evidence. That's the only, that's all I can kind of, I guess, gather from that. And we don't have the evidence, and we're offering $20,000 so we can get the sufficient evidence to convict whatever individuals who are ultimately responsible for what has happened to her. And other than that, in terms of what I've been doing, just kind of trying to give you a solid timeline of kind of what has transpired between 2024 and 2026. What I have been working on is trying to get the Gary Police Department and the FBI, really the FBI, because they're assisting the Gary Police Department. They have the resources to search the Grand Calumet River for Jania McMichael. What probable cause would I have for that? Well, my probable cause is during the course of this 2-year investigation, I learned a lot of things. I received testimony from Jania's grandmother, who let me know, hey, I was searching for my granddaughter on multiple occasions, and I was threatened to be shot at, and they were actually shooting in the air. I said, they who? Oh, well, the girlfriend of my daughter, and like her father and mother, which they are in their 50s and 60s. It's a really wild story. I said, well, where were you? I was back in the woods. I was off by the river. Which river? The Grand Calumet River. I just go to Google Earth and start mapping stuff out. It's the 2800 block of Georgia Street. And so I know it. And I said, send me a picture of where you were when you were shot at. And she's not the only one that came to me and told me that. There were other people who tried to search for a 13-year-old girl now. This is how deep this is. And they sent me pictures of where they were. It was in wooded areas, and the areas were really close to the river. And they sent me pictures of officers. They even sent me videos of after they called 911 to prove to me that they weren't lying. And I released this to the public. I have videos of the officers responding to the 911 calls of people who were shot at by the girlfriend now, the living girlfriend of Jania's mother. This is her and her people threatening people and shooting at people when they get into certain areas. They're sending off warning shots basically to intimidate them and keep them away from certain areas. This was how serious this went on throughout the month of August, like going into maybe the first, week or so of September, and then things cooled down a bit because it got out that these people, if you go off into certain areas looking for this 13-year-old girl, that's not happening now. You're probably gonna get shot at. You're gonna get followed. You're gonna get stalked. They had gang members helping them. Like, I have never seen so many people so invested. The investment that went into ensuring that this girl was not found, in the extreme measures that people were taking to assist this mother. You would think this Jasmine Ann McMichael, you would think that she was kingpin of Gary, Indiana or something. Like, what kind of power? I even talked about that. What kind of power do you have around there? It was grown men assisting with basically intimidating people. If they got too close to the house, they probably could be shot at. If they were searching in certain areas and Jasmine McMichael and her girlfriend find about it, they're popping up. They're watching people. These things were happening. This is obstruction of justice. The FBI knew about it because it was being reported back to the FBI and the Gary Police Department. And so,
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Did they give a reason for taking the children?
That reason was never given out publicly. I was told that, they, in the course of their investigation, they uncovered some things while investigating Jania's disappearance, and they decided that they needed to remove the children from the home. But I don't know. I can't tell you exactly. I just know that there were multiple reports that had been filed by the grandmother and other family members. They did go on the record to tell me, look, I found multiple reports against my own daughter for neglect, abuse, and all of that. So there were reports that had been put in leading up to Jania's disappearance, if that makes sense.
No, it does. And
Yes.
go
Let
ahead.
me ask a question, Pebbles.
Mhm.
So the idea, does anybody know if this lady who was with Jania's mother, okay, her significant other, let's just say, does
Yes.
anybody know, was she a part of this gang? Is that where she came from as far as into the picture of her life?
I mean, if you can rephrase that question.
Yeah, so Jania's mother is with this woman,
yes,
right, who is doing these type of shootings and stuff in the air, like to scare people away.
Yeah.
Okay. Does she come from that group of people that are helping them do this to keep people away, like the gangs, and in other words, the gang life?
Yes, it has been noted that Jania's mother has close associations with the Latin Kings. You can actually type in Jasmine Ann McMichael on Google, and you'll be able to pull up a 2015 federal case that she and her mother got caught up in for witness intimidation. And they did do a detailed report, and that's how I know that her mother has her affiliation is the Latin Kings. I can't tell you that. But that was a 2015 case. Yes.
Thank you so
And
much.
the girlfriend, I can't tell you which gang. I mean, I can assume, but I don't want to assume. But the
Right.
girlfriend reportedly is a part of the gang life as well, and has ties with gang members.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes. Yeah, but you can pull up that case so you can kind of get a backstory on Jasmine to see that she did get a she was indicted for witness intimidation due to a homicide that had taken place. Yes.
Lovely. And then my last question now, and then you can finish up, is she was pregnant.
Okay. Yes.
Does
So
supposedly it was the mother's boyfriend?
okay. So this is where this gets all right. It's not the mother. The mother has a girlfriend. It's not. It wouldn't be the mother's boyfriend. Okay.
Okay.
There were multiple allegations that Janiyah had been essayed by different people before she went missing. And so instead of going through all of those different people, because there were several names that were thrown out there, I'm just going to go with what I was told on camera, on live by Janiyah's grandmother. I interviewed Janiyah's maternal grandmother, the one that has been fighting. Her name is Dalia Guerra. She's been all over the news. You'll pull up her name and you'll see her in countless interviews. She told me live that after Janiyah went missing, a peer of Janiyah, a peer of Janiyah, a friend of Janiyah, reached out to her to tell her, hey, just letting you know, Janiyah was really going through it. She was being molested by her mother's girlfriend. And then after she was told that from a peer, she decided to go a step further in doing that same live conversation. She said a sibling, because Janiyah has a sister that's 1 year younger than her. That sibling opened up to her and said, hey, the stepfather of the girlfriend was also molesting Janiyah, and basically, I believe penetration was going on, leading up to her disappearance. Now, this is crazy. The stepfather of Janiyah's girlfriend's, the stepfather of Janiyah's mother's girlfriend, right? He's 63 years old. He was what, 62 at the time? He's 63 or either 64 years of age at this time. And I don't care about mentioning his name. I've reported on all of this because this stuff has already been aired out. His name is Nathaniel Walker. So we really don't know who she was pregnant by. I just want to, what was discussed live and what's on the record live. So you have a situation where there's allegations that the girlfriend of Janiyah's mother had been molesting her. I have an actual text message from Janiyah's friend that where the friend literally spells out that the girlfriend was molesting Janiyah. And then you have the grandmother telling me live, in addition to this, she learns after the kids are taken and they're opening up and stuff, that the stepfather of the girlfriend, he's 60 something years old, was doing stuff to Janiyah and one of her sisters for a period of time. He's a truck driver and he drives trucks. And the stepfather and his wife basically live practically next door to Jasmine McMichael. They all live right next to each other, basically. And Kiera. So all these people would have had access to Janiyah, if that's the case, if they had ill intentions. They had free access to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
So sad, no doubt. Well, really sad.
There was a lot going on with this case.
Now, your thoughts on why they denied that group to come look for her in the lake or river, whichever it was.
Okay, Grand Calumet River.
Yeah.
I want to finish. Like I said, it's hard to tell this in. And like it's difficult because it's so much that has happened to tell you this in short form. But I did say, look, one of the reasons why I petitioned the Gary Police Department, I have a change.org petition to search that river, is because I learned that there was a lot of witness intimidation going on. And when I figured out that it was happening around that Grand Calumet River up in that area, I said, aha, that may be something that needs to be looked at. Now, I also received a statement that was sent over to me by, he's a convicted sex offender. His name is Jeffrey Mark Farmer. And I actually have his statement. I have like a statement that he sent someone and they sent it to me. And he gave a detailed statement that'll blow your mind. He said, and he's not related to the family. He's a Caucasian male. He's in his 50s. He says he knows for a fact in this statement that I have that Janiyah McMichael was thrown into her mom was pimping her out for crack. This is what he says in his detailed statement. And he kept saying, I know for a fact. And he says, after she told the mom she was pregnant, and I found out, yes, she had to be pregnant because I got the mother to confess and tell me that Janiyah was pregnant. I did a live interview with Janiyah's mother, and Janiyah's mother told me that the day before Janiyah disappeared, they got into it because she told her she was pregnant. So he's saying, look, her mom was pimping her out. She gets pregnant. Everything's about to hit the fan. This man that Janiyah was sleeping with, or unwillingly, so, he didn't want to go to jail for being a pedophile. So he said back in August, they threw Janiyah in the Grand Calumet River right off of Broadway, which is, I'm very familiar with Gary. So I know where Broadway is, and I know where the Grand Calumet River intersects. You basically drive over the river there, coming from off of 8094. It was very detailed statement. Like it wouldn't be something, and I knew that he was in a position to know because he had close ties. He's a registered sex offender with a lot of the street guys, out there, drug dealers and stuff like that. So he would be in a position to have that kind of access to that information. That was the other reasoning for me wanting the river. That just lit a fire behind me. And I was like, you know what? With everything I have this statement from him. He can't deny what he said. He can't take away from what he said. It came from his account, et cetera, et cetera. I put all that together and I said, you know what? I need to petition the Gary Police Department, which I started the petition several months ago, to search the Grand Calumet River. And here is my reasoning why. It's not just, I feel like there's probable cause to attempt to search that river for her remains. And so I sent it over to the police, to the chief of police and the FBI. I get no response back. Fast forward, a few weeks ago, I end up getting in contact or the Ohio Special Response Team actually reached out to me. And they were like really impressed with what I've been doing overall. And they decided to, go on live and just discuss what they do with the missing lost in traffic community. And so I asked them, would you be willing to send your team from Ohio, which is comprised of military professionals, police officers, former police officers, FEMA response, recovery people, like these are the people, they do like natural disasters and stuff. Would you be willing to send these folks from Ohio to Indiana? And they said yes. And Commander Thompson told me yes on camera. I have a live interview with him, like a 40-minute interview. And they would pay for everything. The Gary Police Department would not have to pay. FBI would not have to pay. They would use their specialized tools and resources they have to conduct a specialized underwater search of the Grand Calumet River. After that live stream was conducted, several days went by, and Commander Justin Clark with the Gary Police Department contacted Commander Thompson and told Commander Thompson, we don't feel that a search of the river is warranted because we don't have enough evidence, basically.
Wow.
Enough probable cause to accept a free search to even take a stab at seeing if she's there. That was the response, and that is what Commander Thompson told me. And he was like, of course, we can't just go out there. We got to get the approval from them, you know.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
And that is what the petition is for that I put up in here.
Yes. I know. I just filled y'all ears up. I'm gonna pause and just stop because it's so much, but it's a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, Pebbles, we're going to be covering this case. Obviously, you know, we're going to be looking into it, and we're going to be following you. A lot of us have already subscribed to your channel, and we're going to be following you so that we can kind of keep up to date. Love to have you anytime you can come back and talk to us of more updates and whatnot. You're always welcome. We'll put it on pause what we're doing, and we'll bring you aboard and have you go ahead and kind of give us the rundown as to what new things you have found. But we'll definitely keep putting that out there because no 13-year-old should have to go through anything of what this poor young girl had to go through, without a doubt.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
You very welcome.
You all have a great day. It's been I haven't gotten any sleep. I have been working on content all night, so I gotta try to get some shut eye. But thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, and God bless you, sweetheart. Thank you for everything you do, and just know that we will definitely be following this case. Hopefully, you'll be able to give us some more feedback down the road.
All right, thank you. Bye now.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Well, okay, everybody. So we just got talk about the mind blowing, or the mind F, as they would say.
Yeah.
Just crazy. So, you know, and we weren't nowhere near this with the information we got, but we were going there. You know, once Doug brought up the idea that she was pregnant, this 13-year-old, then everything kind of changed in our minds. I mean, we all said it. Everything just changed, right? The way we looked at it. And then when she filled in the blanks with the mother's girlfriend, the SA being done to the 13-year-old, the how she got possibly pregnant, the who was all involved, well, then hell, everything made sense. It really did. And that's what happens, unfortunately. That happens, unfortunately, all over the country. It's just that on this one, we're actually able to hear from some really close sources as to what all happened. And I tell you what, if you are not subscribed to her, you really need to get subscribed to her, because if you really believe in these kind of cases that are going on, I don't know how it gets more of a better case than that to dig deep dive, you know. Just my opinion. But what'd you all think? Any comments from anybody? Welcome in, KB. Hello, Vian. Anybody got any opinions on what we just heard, literally from Pebbles?
Yeah, she's a rock star, and you could hear and feel the passion in her voice behind
Absolutely.
these cases.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Hello, Jim. Yvonne. Everyone's saying hello. You got it. Thank you for being here. Yes, this case, hey, there's a reason. There's a reason why we touched on this case. There's a reason. And obviously, the reason was spot on. It was because a 13-year-old literally was and looks like could have been violated, taken out, you name it, and nothing of her own fault. And that's who we have to protect is the youth, the elderly, the youth, you know, the little kids, the mental health people. Those people can't defend themselves, and no one should expect them to be able to defend themselves. And that's where we come in. And as Chris said earlier, yeah, this what we have here with Chris and Doug and myself. This is a platform where we could get a lot of word out on a lot of these cases, a lot of word out, and that's important. That's very important. Like I said, I have 5 girls and a son, and I cannot even imagine something like this happening. Yeah, I just leave it at that. I cannot imagine. Blows my mind.
5
Oh,
girls and a son. I'm so sorry.
yeah, a lot of tampons, no doubt.
Did you just say that really?
It's the truth. It's not like it's not the truth.
Love
Barney United Search. Norma, Marianne, good morning.
Definitely. killing
Yvonne,
it,
I
man.
came in late, but I watched Adam Brown. He's always finding people in the water. He's found thousands of people underwater. Thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate you. Great to have you in here. Miss Barney, hello, Jim, Bruce Davis, hi, Devil Dog, Chris, Doug, everyone, good morning.
Hello.
I mean, yeah, I spent a lot of money on them things,
All right.
I just don't know why they
Well-
can't be washable or something.
Jesus Christ, we're really having this conversation right now.
No, we're moving right along now. I had to say it. Hey,
Yes,
when it's money coming out of my pocket, you damn right we're going to have this conversation.
Dog's like, listen here.
Oh Lord, no, just kidding, everybody. But no, seriously, on a
Damn.
serious note, this case is really to have somebody with that much knowledge to be able to give us the information and well, not like all over the place, literally broken down. That is monumental, everybody. That's huge. I would say that's one of the best interviews we've had, literally, to be able to hear it firsthand from somebody. And then not just that, but that she talked to the mother. She interviewed the mother. She interviewed the people in Ohio in reference to the captain, Captain Commander Commander Thomas something, that she was able to talk to them, to ask them if they would do this, and then to come back to basically check the waters out there in that area, and then for Justin Clark, the Gary PD, to say, well, we don't think it's really warranted. How in the hell, being there for a 13-year-old, once again, why does it got to be about money? Because it wasn't going to cost him anything. What are we defending here?
Exactly.
Gary Police Department Chief, what are you defending? What are you talking about? It's not, it doesn't justify. Anytime there's a possible part or an ability that it could answer some questions on a 13-year-old girl that's gone missing, hey, money should never be the object. Never, in my opinion.
No, it shouldn't be.
It feels like it's just because she's just a little black girl and she's not worth their time. Like if it was a little white girl, they probably would be like, "All right, go search." But
I will say, guys, like I said before from the beginning, Gary, Indiana, 2 sides of the track, and you have to understand that.
And
like I said,
it feels like that rolls into the police force too, right?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, from 2 different Caucasian and an African American, both Marine Corps brothers of mine, served both with them. They told me how it was, and they both didn't disagree. We had conversations, and they both literally, because they were Marines, it's like that's all in the past, for them. They don't look at stuff like that, but they would both say exactly how it was on both ends. And my gosh, man. And now you hear this case and you tell yourself, Jesus, well, that has to play a role in there somewhere,
Yeah.
But that was a very, very interesting, for a better lack of words, a guest who really brought her A game and is doing one hell of a job. Kudos to her. Kudos.
Absolutely.
Kudos.
She gives her entire life, she dedicates to these missing people, and she's nonstop, really. We've been in correspondence for a couple years now, so.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you put us in contact with this case, because this really, I got a feeling this is going to be something where we can build upon. Maybe not right away, but I got a feeling that now that we get more information and she comes back and is able to tell us more information, it's going to be eye opening, no doubt.
Yeah.
Mary
And for
Ann,
anyone
go
who
ahead.
wants to see any of the interviews, all the interviews are on her page, so you can see the interview with the mother, the grandmother, the SAR guy from Ohio, the police chief. Like, they're all on there. So if you want to watch them,
I'm definitely going to take a look at all of them and see what I can make out of it. Pam, and I'm a dreamer, so true. Elle, she's good at what she does for sure. Amen. I'm a dreamer. She's great. Jim, good morning, Doug. Carol, hello, Bruce. Bruce, hi, Buttercups. Thanks for the membership. April, thank you, Doug, for bringing attention to this case. Bruce, hi, Carol. Gene, Jim, exactly. Yeah, everybody, this is what happens when we bring up cases. And like I said, I still have another one to look at with Elle on this little girl. Got to go back and look at that one as well. But there's so many things that are happening across the spectrum that literally are very important and should be important to us, because this is what we do. This is what we do. We talk about the people that people have forgotten about or are not getting any coverage or are not getting any attention. I mean, yeah, this is definitely up our alley, guys. I'm really, really glad this channel is here, because I know where it's all, what it's all about and where we're trying to go. So amen to everybody's input. Barney says, so many unsung heroes, many choose to be unnoticed, humble people. Bruce Davis, hi, Barney, good to see you. Yeah, I was blown away. I don't know about you all, but I was blown away with the information and with the communication. Just blew me away.
Yeah, it's a sad situation, because they won't do anything about it.
And I don't know how else to get more, attention to drive this narrative home that they need to do something. I don't know how else to. I guess I just got to try to figure out something, or anybody, we need to try to figure out something we can do to try to push the narrative out there even more. Maybe share this story with some other streamers.
mm-hmm.
Maybe share the story with other streamers, maybe share it with other podcasts, and hopefully that somebody else that's, maybe a bigger channel than us will go ahead and run with it. Maybe sending this story to Brian Etten,
right.
Or other people has more clout, if you will. And yeah, go that route.
But I think this is how we get started to run.
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of, you know what I'm saying?
I do. I agree 100%.
We got to figure that one out.
I only wish that it's been a while in my law enforcement days, and I just wish I would have kept contacts with everybody that I come in contact. I mean, I knew FBI people. I knew so many people that I could have called on, and oh my Lord, you just think you're never going to need any contacts until you need it.
Well, right. When would you have thought you were doing this?
Yeah, never in my life did I think I was going to be doing this type of stuff, in all honesty.
And then,
bang,
look what happened.
Yeah. Then you open your eyes and goes, what the hell? Bruce, everyone needs to be noticed. Her that goes for this girl. Well said, Bruce. Pam, Jim, what is your channel? I don't if I follow you. Annie morning late had to go to store and get some pharmacy. Hope all is well. It's great, Annie. When you get a chance, listen to the replay on this because it's really telling about this case that we are covering now, dealing with Janaya and the idea that we're dealing with this young 13-year-old who went missing, and the fact that Janaya McMichael, we just spoke to a lady who had a lot of information. I mean, really information, crucial information. And you'll be able to go to her channel and you'll be able to look it up. And once again, she's missing. What was her thing? I know I subscribed to it, but what was her thing?
Missing, lost, and trafficked.
Missing, lost, and trafficked. Pull that up on YouTube. Missing, lost, and trafficked. And you can see all her interviews she did with the mother, the victim's mother, with a lot of different agencies, and you can see how impacting this story is, and it's going to even get more impacting, God willing.
I just don't understand why they blocked them from searching.
Yeah, that don't make no sense. I mean, to say that it doesn't warranted. It's not warranted.
Right.
Well, what if this is not warranted? What is warranted? And the reality is that it's not costing you a dime.
Right.
No one's asking you to be there.
Yeah, I don't.
I wonder what they're afraid they're going to find.
Exactly.
More
Or
bodies?
what do they already know that they're not releasing? Maybe they already know.
Absolutely.
There could be something else that they already know, and they're just
Right.
not releasing it. I mean,
Again, but why? Why wouldn't you want to release something? You know what I'm saying? It's just
I do. I
what
do.
the hell, man.
unless there's maybe like an undercover sting going on for a human trafficking ring, and they have people on the inside, and they don't want to blow their cover. I mean, it would have to be something crazy like that for them to be able to block. For them to just say no, we can't do it, and disregard free services. I mean,
definitely
these are people that
possible.
care, and they're just gonna go do it. You don't even, like you said, you don't even have to be there. All you have to do is say yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
And then for her to call Ohio and talk to them and get them to say absolutely. And then for the numbnuts over here and Gary to say, "Oh, it's not necessary. I can't. It's not warranted." No, I think there's something nefarious going on. Possibly, like I said, what they're afraid that might come out of that river bend lake, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Or like Doug said, it's what do they already know that they're not letting everybody else know?
Now I can tell you up here north of Ohio, all the way up north, there's a city, Toledo, Ohio, and
Toledo, right?
they were notoriously, matter of fact, for a while there, they were like one of the top in the country for child trafficking.
No, he wasn't.
And it is huge. It still is huge. They've been on this constantly. I've heard it on the news all the time. Child trafficking is high. Sex trafficking is high in this area. So the idea, literally, that these people would it's not that far away from Indiana. You know what I mean?
Nope.
It's not away. It's not far at all from Indiana. We're just the state right next door, and I guess it's because of all the highways that run right there at that tip. You know, with 75, 475, State Route 6, all these things are very well. It's the perfect storm, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Right.
I thought I heard that Ohio was number one in trafficking.
I want to say it. I know it's at the very, very top.
Yeah, it's either number 1 or 2 or 3.
Yeah, and it's just one of those. Yeah,
it's
the
tough.
hub of the country, just like truckers. Like, it's right in the center, so everything runs through Ohio. Whether you're going east or you're going west or north or south, like, you're running through Ohio.
And I think that's what they said. I think they said because of the roads, the highways through there, it's the easiest. It's very simple to get through.
Now you look at this young little girl, 13 years old. she's going through these issues, and she runs away. She runs away, and this is why I'm saying this. I don't know what she did, if she ran away or not. But let's just suppose her clothes was missing. Maybe that was all staged. Who knows, by the mom. But let's just suppose that she runs away to get out of this hellhole, if you will, and only to find herself in another hellhole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens with these young kids. They're always looking for somewhere better than where they're at because of what they're going through, and then they become exploited. And then someone takes them, and then next thing you know, they're being sex trafficked. I mean, it's no wonder why we have so many kids that gone missing, and the reality is they're probably just sex trafficked.
Yeah, and it's just all for money. That's
Yep.
all
And
it's just all for money, and it's ridiculous. And
it reminds me of Elizabeth Siders. Even
Yeah.
they're in the same age, like she was going through the same type of home life, I think, and she ran away, and you see where it ended up with her.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's Annie, DD sound like a cold. Yeah, I think I'm getting there. Pam, there's Jim's link. Thank you so much, Carol. April, hello, Annie. Annie, L. Pam, thank you, Carol and April. Sub, thank you. Oleg, should she have a known boyfriend? No, the mom apparently the mom was probably, I'm guessing, just to say she had a significant other female that was her sidekick. I don't know how to even say it without being disrespectful, but she was with another woman, and obviously she had to have somebody down her road that have a baby. But the idea that her friend, who is her significant other, is a female, so that would have been probably, and if you remember, Oleg, this Pebbles, the lady that was giving us all this information, she said that she was SA'd by
Yep.
the mother's a girlfriend, if you will. So not just her, but other people. So yeah, it kind of speaks volume. Jim, Carol, thank you. Annie, April, hi. Carol, you welcome. L, Jim's covering some very interesting cases and topics. Definitely check him out as well. Will do, Jim. And anytime you want to share something, Jim, you are always welcome to come in here on our panel with Chris, Doug, and myself and kind of let us know what's going on and try to help you get that word out, my friend. Always welcome. Jim, April, Marianne, Oleg, Annie, thank you. I'm a dreamer. Thank you. I found him and subbed. Awesome. When did this girl go missing? She went missing in 2000. She went missing in 2024. Last seen was in 2024. She went missing August 12th of 2024 is when she went missing. And she went missing from her house. The last place they saw her was at her house. Carol, Oleg, she was pimped out by her mother and abused by others. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why the mother's not incarcerated, to be honest. If she's not, I don't know why not. L, I'm a dreamer. Awesome. Marianne, did they talk to No News and shut it down? Did they talk to No News and shut it down? Can you guys think of what Marianne is saying there? Did they talk to No News and shut it down?
It's No News. Nano is she trying to.
yeah, she's trying to make.
Oh, got you. Okay, sorry, Marianne.
Sorry, guys, it's a little early in the morning.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of this case, but yeah, probably no, the Nano's effect.
Yeah.
Nanosulfat. Everybody seems to have that disease lately.
Yep.
I'm a dreamer. How can it not be warranted? That's what don't make sense to none of us on the panel. How can that not be warranted? Really? Look, even if you err on caution, because you're trying to find what happened to, in this case, a 13-year-old young little girl, it's not an error. It's just being cautious. I don't understand where anybody could justify not doing anything or saying that it's not warranted. Makes no sense to me. Almost like they know there's a bigger problem and they don't want it to be exposed. That's what I'm getting. Oh, look, thanks, Carol. Not surprised, to be honest. Jim, you welcome. Carol, April. We don't have to cover the chain. We're going to cover it at 5. We're going to cover it at 5, April. I got them both ready to go. We don't have to cover the chain story today. What's odd, it took 5 years to identify him. And I thought the Strange family didn't even found him until identified. Yes, and I got that story ready to go. I didn't know if I was going to have time, but we're almost at that 2-hour mark, so we're going to do that one at 5.
Who's the other name on
The other one is
Shane Allen Workman.
Shane Allen Workman from Lewistown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
He lived 2 miles down from April.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he went missing. He went missing at the age of 31. We're going to cover this at 5 o'clock.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's going to be the story at 5 o'clock. So make sure you're all here on that one as well. Kids all deserves to be searched for, period. Well said, Jim. I'm a dreamer. It doesn't make sense, in my opinion. Not at all. Sounds suspicious to me, says Dreamer. Oleg, Indiana is the top state for child trafficking. Don't surprise me any. Thank you so much, Oleg. Marianne, I feel like no one can see my comments. I see you say thank you, Carol. Carol, I see you, Marianne. I see you, Marianne. I'm a dreamer. I see you, Marianne. Marianne, some of mine won't post. I get that error message. Marianne, thank you, Carol. April, I see you, Marianne. Jim, April, I think because the only recovered skeletal remains, and sometimes it's difficult to identify through DNA due to age. It's a good point. Hello, Annie, Marianne, FinFan. Hey, what's going on, FinFan? Welcome in. I'm a dreamer. Marianne, I see you. My YouTube isn't right the last couple of days. FinFan, April, Jim, thank you. Marianne, thank you. Carol, I agree. Doug. Okay, a lot of I agrees. Hello, Norma, good to see you. Annie, I was putting stuff away. Jim, April, no worries. FinFan, Oleg, I hope she ran away. Yeah, sometimes you just don't. Yeah, sometimes that's, I don't know. I can't say that sometimes that's the best thing for a 13-year-old, but the world is a cruel place, without a doubt. It can be a very violent and cruel place. April, I love the panels. Great stream yesterday and again today. Norma Marianne, agreed. FinFan, hi, April. April, hi, FinFan. Hey, April, let me ask you a question. This guy that we're going to be covering at 5, does that family still live 2 miles down from you? You welcome, Jim. And a little humor sometimes on the panel, it's always enjoyable.
Well, that's what I'm here for, really, because I don't know about anything else.
Yes, April said yes. Okay, so I hope that's a yes for me. Oh, no, that's L yes. Not hell yes, but
yes
L yes.
Why would anybody say yes to you?
Because I asked the question.
Right, but
Rhythm
I have
and
to
clues.
say no
Hey,
all
folks,
the time.
did you get anywhere with the image in the end? Not yet. Not yet, Rhythm and Clues. I agree,
Ash.
Jim. Buttercup, thank you for the 10 jewels. Always supporting the channel, my friend. Thank you so much. Why do I keep getting errors when sending messages?
It happens a lot of the times to me too. So it's just something that's up with
Something's up with
YouTube.
YouTube the past couple of days with
Yeah.
everybody.
And I know. Did you poor people get to see Patriot Pride last night?
Oh, it was terrible. I had to stop watching.
Yeah, me too. I tried to go on panel while I was at work, but that didn't last.
What happened?
They couldn't connect. They were buffering. The
Oh.
phones weren't
The whole
working.
show.
Nothing. The whole entire show was It was unwatchable. But people stayed, and then they tried to go live. I don't even know if they ended up doing it, but they tried to go live at Waffle House, and I don't know. It was all kinds of issues. I felt bad for them.
I wonder, April, if we could probably. I'm just thinking outside the box, and I'm thinking loosely here. Okay, so just bear with me, everybody.
Okay.
I'm not saying I would do this. I'm saying I wonder if we could set up some time to maybe talk. If they're, I don't know if they'd be willing to talk and let us know about their son, having that conversation.
But
If you live 2 miles down there, if you know who they are,
Shane
with
Allen.
Shane, Shane Allen.
Oh, that would be cool.
Would you think there would be a way to maybe get a hold of them and see if they're willing to, let him know who we are and see if they're willing to have a conversation? I'd go down there to Pennsylvania. I would go down there. But just wondering, what do you think about that? Is that, you think it's too soon because they just found out that he has been identified? You think it's too soon, or you think, what you all think? What do you all think? Tell me what you guys think.
I don't know.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
Because I'm not that far away from Pennsylvania, and I would go down there in a heartbeat.
Dog is on the prowl again.
I think, well, after having this last guest on here, my gosh, man, that's the key. The key is you have these people that know more about the story that can give you that inside, man. That makes all the difference in the world.
Absolutely.
And it brings everything back home because it's so real.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's worth a shot. Why not? Right.
Well, I don't know if there's any way we can get contact with Shane. 70 miles in the river away from his home. Got you.
70 miles away?
Away from his home. Well, you got to remember that water, whatever happened to him, that water must have just carried him away.
Took him right down. So they found him in the water. I got to read up on it.
They found him on the side, a duck hunter.
Okay.
Found some bones. And then they took it in, and through DNA and through testing, they ended up being able to, the history DNA and all that kind of stuff, they were able to figure out his name.
That stinks.
So the case itself is still open, like it hasn't been ruled like manner or means or anything like that. Like Shane is still, it could still possibly be foul play. I'm taking it.
Right. Buttercup, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for always supporting the channel, my friend. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Good job, everybody.
Okay. No, you're fine, April. No worries. We're going to cover this case. We're going to cover it at 5:00. I was just thinking outside the box and see if there was any way we could get a hold of, but I don't want to, these things are so touchy because they just recently, right? Mm-hmm. Recently, they just found the remains and were able to identify this individual. And if that's the case, I would want to stir up anybody with, bring up anything bad for anybody. So,
right.
It's not worth it to bring up old memories, old wounds to somebody if they're not wanting to have a conversation, for sure. And I wouldn't do that.
No.
Bruce, April, May, if he seen him, could introduce yourself, ask. I'll say, let me read that again, Bruce. April, maybe if you see him, could introduce yourself and ask. You can just tell him you're the leader of the channel. Absolutely.
Seth Rogers has been going around too. He's been in a lot of different panels and stuff.
And you know the sad thing about that, though? I don't know anything about this Seth Rogers case.
It's Sebastian Rogers. Seth is the dad, so he's been talking about Sebastian, and he's trying to pass Sebastian's law right now. So
maybe I'll look it up today. Sebastian Rogers.
Yep.
I'll look it up today. Maybe we can have him on a panel. I'll look at his thing today, and then I'll go ahead and tonight at 5 we'll do Allen.
Yeah, just another thing Allen. If you want to check into it. I know Seth would definitely be willing to come on and talk and give us his insight because his son's missing still.
Got you.
More totally awareness brought to all these people, the better.
Yeah, that's such a
this is another one too here, guys. Elle had this 4-year-old went missing in her area. Do you got a name, Elle, by any chance?
No foul play.
You have a name?
Play with a 4-year-old. I mean,
Jean, I think, was 5:15 yesterday. Jean. Do you have a name of the little girl that went missing in your area, Elle, by any chance? I could find you your 5 o'clock yesterday anywhere. Did you do one? Yes, we did. We did one at 5:15, Jean. I'm sorry. I sent out a just a short clip to let everybody know we were going at 5:15 because I just got back a little bit later. Jim, Sebastian Rogers from Henderson, Tennessee.
Yep.
Henderson, Tennessee. Why did they stop putting missing children on milk cartons? I'm not sure, FinFan. I am not sure, my friend. It's a good point.
5:15 tonight, you said?
I don't think it was reaching the audiences.
Should be at 5 o'clock today.
Okay.
I'm just yesterday was 5:15. Okay, sounds good, my friend.
I'll see you guys.
We'll see you at 5.
All right.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you.
See you, chat.
Thanks, Chris.
Semper Fi, buddy.
Semper Fi.
All right, everybody. Shane went to our local sheet store. Yes. Yes, and that's what I read. I have that down. I'm going to we're going to cover that at 5 o'clock and hopes that we'll get that story out there. Bruce, FinFan, remember the milk carton kid on the back? We need to get that back without a doubt. If it could save one kid, that's all worth it. Pam, true. I go to Walmart and see all these kids missing on the banner. I pray for them. Well said, Pam. Well said. FinFan, yes, Bruce. Shane went to our local sheets. Yep, that's what I read. That's what I read. Elle, did you ever? Naomi Thomas is her name. Naomi Thomas. I'm going to go ahead and look that one up to get that one ready for maybe tomorrow at 9. Naomi Thomas. And where's she from? Elle? There it is. I see it. Pocomoke, Maryland. Pocomoke, Maryland. All right. I'm definitely going to go look at that one as well, along with the Sebastian Rogers. And we'll definitely go ahead and do the next one here at 5 o'clock with Shane Allen Workman. Guys, it's been a phenomenal. We've been doing great. Everybody's been doing awesome, and the stories are getting better. Didi, thank you for answering my question. You got it. You got it. We did it. Like I said, I did send a thing out for everybody to let them know 5:15 because I was a little late coming back from some mowing I had to do. So We're going to be going 5 o'clock today. I should be here on time. If I'm not here, I'll do my very. If I'm not able to do a live, you can all check your those short clip videos, because there may be one in there that says, "Hey guys, because of this and this and that, I'm not able to do a live today." Just to let you guys know up front. So I try to give as much warning as I can. Covering lots of cases, getting these things out there is important, not talked about enough. I agree. No, April, don't worry. No worries. Don't worry. I don't feel comfortable reaching out to family right now. They are, yeah, absolutely. And maybe it was stupid on my part to even ask, because I know they just got the information. No worries at all. No worries. No worries. We're going to run with the story, and who knows, maybe somebody will catch it and hear it, and then we'll go ahead and go from there.
Right.
All right, everybody. At this point, Doug, thank you for everything you brought to the table, and thank you for this story and the connection. And
Absolutely.
We're going to keep on top of this. If you find anything else out, or if you communicate with Pebbles, find out from her if there's any update. She's got a lot of us have subscribed to her channel, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me again, and thanks, Double Pups, and we'll see you at 5, dog.
You got it, my friend. Semper Fi, my brother.
Later, Pups.
All right, everybody. So, what a great way to end this segment. Appreciate all of you. No problem, April. Don't even put yourself out on that, because, like I said, I totally get it. Probably a dumb question for me to even ask, but hey, no worries. We're going to cover this case at 5 o'clock, everybody. Please, everybody, be here. And if you want to look it up, look a little bit up so you at least know what we're talking about, if you got the time. If not, I'll have the material for you, and then we'll go from there. Appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for all your opinions, your thoughts. Appreciate all of you. Love you all. Take care. God bless you all. And let's keep that channel going. Pass this to your stream. Share this stream to your other channels, viewers. Let's get that build up. We're almost at now 2,400 subscribers. We're like 8 short. So let's get those 8 subscribers so we can hit that next bracket and work on the next 500. With that, everybody, God bless you all. Appreciate all of you. Jim, thanks to you for having the channel and these kids' stories. You got it, my friend Jim. Absolutely. Gene, thank you, Didi, and everyone. Have a great day. You very welcome. Like I say, God bless you guys. You guys make the channel what it is today. You guys are making the channel great, and I thank you for it. God bless until we see each other at 5 o'clock. Semper Fi, everybody. Thank you so much, El. I really do appreciate that. And I appreciate all the kind words in reference to my brother yesterday. It's not something I really wanted to bring up, but thank you all for the kind words. It means a lot to me in my heart. No doubt about it. You got it, Bruce. Semper Fi, everybody. See you at 5. It's all common sense. All common sense. You're very welcome, April. God bless you all.